Well, this twosome of Marlene Hagee and Ruth Jessen, one of them is in difficulty over to the left of the fairway. It is Marlene Bauer Hagee. She now plays out of Pensacola, Florida. She's got a long, long way to go from there to the green. She's to the left of the fairway, under the trees. She has an open shot to the green, but a long way to go. She hits it a long way, too. Beautiful shot, hooking in toward the green, hitting short and rolling up 10 feet short of the green, but directly on line with the pin. With her is Ruth Jessen, who is still in contention, 1 under par, although Mickey Wright on the course is 3 under par. Mickey still has a couple of holes to play. Mickey, the girl from San Diego, also plays out of Dallas, Texas. There's Ruth Jessen, 27-year-old blonde beauty from Brownsville, California, plays out of San Luis Rey Country Club there. Her 5th year in pro golf. The nickname is Rufus, from Ruth Jessen, I presume. She won over $10,000 last year, almost 11th. 9th place among the money winners. She's 1 under par for the round, 1 under par for the tournament. There's her shot right on the stick. If it's long enough, it's going to be a good one. Look at that shot by Ruth Jessen coming up toward the pin and stopping 2 feet from the cup. The 12th Annual Women's Open Golf Championship is coming to you live from the San Diego Country Club in Chula Vista.
Right.
We're watching now Marlene Bauer Hagee and Ruth Jessen coming up the 18th fairway on this 402-yard par 4 hole. The finishing hole here at the San Diego Country Club, and also the finishing hole for the 1964 USGA Women's Open Championship, which is still undecided, believe me. Out on the course, Mickey Wright with 1 hole to play. Is 3 under par. Shirley Engelhorn has finished 1 under par. Ruth Jessen is 1 under par for the tournament, but just knocked her second shot of wood within 2 feet of the cup and has a very possibly birdie 3 here on this final hole. Mickey Wright is now 2 under, we learn, and stars for Ruth Jessen and Marlene Bauer Hagee as they come to the 18th green. That's Ruth, 27-year-old. 5'7", weighs about 140 pounds. Birdie here would put her 2 under and tie it with Mickey Wright. Mickey is 2 under. We've just learned as she comes into the 18th tee. There's Mickey coming there. Mickey coming to the 17th green is 2 under par. Should Ruth Jessen sink her putt on the 18th, she too would be 2 under par. Mickey Wright has won the title 3 times. This is Marlene Bauer Hagee chipping up her 3rd shot, coming up toward the cup, way short. She's, 10 feet from the hole. Marlene is 5 over. She was 2 over at the end of the 3rd round. It's a 5-way tie for 5th place. She's still further from the cup than Ruth Jessen. Marlene marks her ball, looks it over to see that there's no bad spots in it. There's trouble on 17. Rod, what is it?
We've got Marilyn Smith. She is off to the left, and she is in trouble. She's down in that rough spot down there.
Yeah, that was the same shot that Ruth Jessen had. That's a very tricky shot.
Whether she will pitch and run. Mickey Wright, incidentally, is on the fringe at the top of this 17th green. Mickey Wright is putting now. She is over the ball. She's 2 under for the tournament. There is her putt. It is rolling. Oh, could you imagine? It's hanging on the lip of the cup. Mickey Wright, a 45-footer, a great recovery. Listen to the applause. She's 2 under.
That was a very fine shot of Mickey's because she had to keep her par in this horse, but easily have taken seriously.
Mickey Wright taps out for a par 4. She still is 2 under here going into the 18.
And Mickey Wright is 2 under par at the end of 17. Ruth Jesson, should she make this putt on 18, will also be 2 under. This is a broad red-legged stand. She does it. Birdie 3 for Ruth Jesson on the 18th. And she, too, is 2 under par. And with all its in and what Mickey Wright does on this 18th hole, whether or not Ruth Jesson is a winner, a loser, or could tie. This is a tough finishing hole, and a birdie 3 was a great accomplishment. And Ruth Jesson throws the ball out into the crowd after that birdie 3, back to 17.
Marilyn Smith is down 1 under par, but in trouble. She has to pitch out, and it's rolling, and she comes past the cup by about 2 feet. Marilyn Smith is close. She has a good shot here for a par 4. So Ruth Jesson 2 under at 290, and Mickey Wright 2 under with the 18th still to play. That's Marilyn Smith who will line up her putt here on 17. This is...
She can save her par here. She still has a chance. She can come in as a birdie on 18. This is very important to Marilyn.
Tremendously important putt, because if she could birdie the 18th, we would have a 3-way tie possibly here.
She has a relatively easy putt in that it's uphill and straight to the cup, but any putt she has to sink at this moment is pretty tough.
Marilyn Smith makes her par 4. She stays 1 under. Mickey Wright is 2 under, and they will both tee off here on 18 as they come down to one of the most exciting women's golf tournaments in many years.
Tremendous. I can't imagine how we could have a tournament be any more exciting. Marvelous golf being played by everyone in the tournament.
So we'll have the tee off here on 18. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to stand up on the table here because there is a tremendous gallery that is following Mickey Wright, of course, who has won the Women's Open Golf Tournament 3 times. 2 players have done this, Betsy Rawls and Mickey Wright. She would be going for an unprecedented 4th. She did not play last year. There's one teeing off now is Marilyn Smith in a green blouse and white skirt. Mickey Wright in the white blouse and the black Bermudas. Thousands are here at the San Diego Country Club, a large gallery. As we come down to the wire. You'll hear the hit. She may be in trouble. No, it's a good hit. It's left center, and she'll get the roll downhill. It looked like it might curve, but it didn't hook. She'll be able to reach the green with her second shot, and she'll need to do that. And now, who many say the greatest woman golfer of all time, Mickey Wright. Beautiful, high, tremendous trajectory, and Lyle, it's all yours as they come down for a great 18th.
This is it. The 12th Annual Women's Open Golf Championship is coming to you live from the San Diego Country Club in Chula Vista. The gallery you see following the twosome of Mickey Wright and Marilyn Smith coming down the 18th fairway as this tournament hangs in the balance. Victory means that the 1964 U.S. Open champion will be Mickey Wright, Marilyn Smith, Shirley Engelhorn, Ruth Jesson. Well, Engelhorn, of course, is already in the clubhouse, 1 under par. Ruth Jesson is in the clubhouse, 2 under par. Mickey Wright coming up the fairway is 2 under par. Marilyn Smith is 1 under par. That's Mickey you see there. Obviously rather tired. This is the end of 72 holes of play with the 36th hole today just about to be completed. In front of Mickey is Marilyn Smith.
This is Marlene Higgy, Perdido Bay Country Club, Pensacola, Florida. 77 for a 72-hole total.
This is Mickey Wright, who at this moment is tied with Ruth Jessen at 2 under par. Ruth Jessen is now in the clubhouse, having finished her 72 holes with a 2 under par for the tournament. Mickey Wright is now 2 under par. That's her tee shot on the 18th. If Mickey Wright pars this par 4, 402-yard 18th hole, she will tie Ruth Jessen. Should she birdie the hole, she wins. Marilyn Smith in the same twosome with Mickey Wright is 1 under par. Should she birdie the hole and Mickey par, there will be a 3-way tie for first. So the 1964 USGA Women's Open Championship hangs in the balance here on these next shots. Mickey Wright with a 2-iron, about 180 yards from the green. Here's her shot. In the trap to the right. She pushed it just a little bit to the right end of the trap. On opening day, Mickey was under the ice plant, under the trees, and the ice plant to the right took a bogey 5. Now she's in the trap, not too far from the pin. Should still get her par 4, which would mean that she would tie Ruth Jessen, who is now in the clubhouse, finished her 72 holes at 2 under par, 290 total. Marilyn Smith could tie by birdieing the hole. Marilyn is 1 under par, ready to hit her second shot. She's also using probably a 2 or a 3-iron. She's about 170 or 80 yards from the green, crosswind blowing from left to right. Trap in front of the green to the left and a trap to the right. Has to go across the swale of a small valley, then to the elevated green. Marilyn Smith hitting her second shot. It looks like a good one, maybe short. And Marilyn Smith would appear, just lost her opportunity to tie. Because she lies to, she is 1 under par. She would have to get a birdie 3 to tie Ruth Jessen, who has already finished with a 2 under par total of 290. Of course, it is not inconceivable that either or both Marilyn Smith and Mickey Wright could hold out from this position. As you know, who have played golf or who have watched it, this is certainly possible. Marilyn Smith, 35 years old, from Runaway Bay in Jamaica. At least that's the club she represents. 15 years in professional golf, started back in 1941. Last year, 1963, she finished in 3rd place among the money winners, well over $21,000. She received the LPGA Most Improved Professional Award. And here they come up the fairway. She received the LPGA Most Improved Professional Award. And here they come up the fairway. The two who have a chance to tie or to beat Ruth Jessen. Ruth Jessen has finished her 72 holes, 2 under par for the tournament of 290 total. Mickey Wright is 2 under par. She's in the trap to the right of the 18th green. Marilyn Smith is short and directly in front of the green. Mickey Wright, 29 years old, walking there with a caddy, acknowledged to be the greatest woman golfer of all time. Last year, Mickey Wright set an all-time winning record of over $31,000 when winning 13 of 28 of the tournaments she entered. This year, she has won so far 6 of the 11 tournaments she has entered. Never has finished worse than 5th this year. She's finished 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. Scored in the 60s 13 times for a woman's record. Won 3 USGA Women's Open titles. 4 ladies Professional Golfing Association championships. That's Mickey, looking over her lie in the trap to the right. Marilyn Smith now facing off the distance from the cup to her ball, which, as you can see, is short of the green and directly in front of the pin. Remember, Marilyn Smith, 1 under par, would have to sink this to tie Ruth Jessen, who has already finished 2 under par. What a tremendous finish they've had. Mickey Wright was leading the field by 3 strokes after 36 holes of play. Marilyn Smith, Shirley Engelhorn, Ruth Jessen, all have made a great run at the title. Marilyn Smith must knock this in to tie Ruth Jessen. Look at that shot. Look at that shot. Look at that shot. Well, she sure gave it a try. Went by 4.5 feet. That's how close she came. As the ball just missed the pin, rolled by 4.5 feet. She dropped this putt. She'll still finish 1 stroke behind Ruth Jessen. Now, Mickey Wright in the trap to the right can do one of 3 things. Win the tournament by holding out from where she is. Tie Ruth Jessen by getting in 2 from where she is. 3 shots from there, and Ruth Jessen will be the 1964 Women's Open champion. Mickey Wright out of the trap. Beautiful shot by Mickey Wright. 2.5 feet from the cup. She drops this cup, she will tie Ruth Jessen. Well, how would all of you golfers, both male and female, like to have this putt to make to tie for the 1964 Women's Open Championship? Marilyn Smith has about a 5-footer. Between 5 and 6 feet. Slightly downhill. Should break a little to her right. A lot of golf fans here today. San Diego Country Club in Chula Vista. This will give Marilyn a par 4 and a 1 under par total. 1 more shot. She made it. Par 4 for Marilyn Smith. She finishes 72 holes, 1 under par. And there's now a runner-up to Ruth Jessen, who is in the clubhouse, waiting to see whether or not Mickey Wright sinks this for a tie. Get off there. Mickey's putt appears to be 3.5 feet. There it is. Mickey Wright takes it for a and she flings it with joy into the crowd. She finishes 2 under par to tie Ruth Jessen, and there will be a playoff for the USGA Women's Open Championship tomorrow at the San Diego Country Club in Chula Vista, California. And TV8 will be on the air with the playoff starting at 4:30 tomorrow. The playoff will start at 2 p.m. Ruth Jessen and Mickey Wright an 18-hole playoff tomorrow starting at 2 o'clock from the San Diego Country Club for the USGA Women's Open Championship. And Mickey Wright, you can see, is a very happy girl because in the trap in 2, she had to get a par to tie. And there she's signing her scorecard to make it all official. Checking it very carefully, I'm sure, first of all, Mickey does, before signing it. Well, we had what they would say in horse racing is a garrison finish. Mickey Wright and Ruth Jessen finishing 72 holes at play at the San Diego Country Club in the USGA Women's Open Championship with 2 under par totals of 290. And tomorrow afternoon they will go 18 holes more to decide who is the National Women's Open Champion for 1964. Now Ruth Jessen hitting her second shot on 18. Remember, she's down by 2 strokes. It would seem that she would need a birdie here. She's a long way away, hitting the wood. She is, between 180 and 90 yards from the green. Take a long, straight shot. The wind is blowing crosswise. Here is her shot coming up toward the green, but it's going to be short by about 40 yards of the green. Ruth Jessen a little disappointed at the shot that she just made because she is about 30 yards from the green, and now her possibility of getting a birdie, barring the miraculous here, is indeed remote. So Mickey Wright, by parring out here on the 18th, would seem to have victory cinch. But all of you who have played golf and all of those of you who have watched it know that as long as there's one shot yet to be made, anything can happen. Mickey Wright on the right of the fairway, even further right than Ruth Jessen, but out about another 20 yards. Mickey is probably 170 yards from the green, and she has an iron in her hand. I would guess from here, Mickey's been hitting a 2-iron from about this spot in the previous rounds here at the San Diego Country Club. And what she hit is just a beautiful shot. Mickey Wright shot on the green, to the right, about 45 or 50 feet to the right of the pin, but well on the green. And it would appear that Mickey Wright is, with 2 putts, should have an easy time winning this tournament. They have played beautiful golf today, these 2 girls. They're even par, 5 holes. Jessen parred the 6th. Mickey Wright birdied the 6th, 180-yard par 3. Then they both parred 7. Mickey Wright birdied 8. Jessen parred, and Mickey was 2 up. Then Mickey bogeyed at the 9th hole. Jessen parred the 9th hole, and there was only 1 shot separating the 2 as they started the back 9. Then Mickey Wright birdied the 437-yard par 5 10th hole. Jessen parred it, and again she was 2 down. And that's the way that it stands right now. Mickey Wright is 3 under par for the round. Ruth Jessen 1 under par for the round with 16 pars and 1 birdie.